Hey y'all, so I saw Wonka, which is a prequel to the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka, not the Johnny Depp Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's a prequel to that specific Wonka. And I think it's very important when you're talking about this movie because it does not make sense that this is a prequel to that movie unless they're going to do another movie. Now, I have to say is because, spoilers, sorry, Wonka ends up having like a chosen family, like a group of people that care about him, they care about them and everything. And it's an interesting choice of people, and I think it's beautiful, they're diverse and all those things. But how does he go from that with obviously a support system of people to this person that we meet in the beginning and in the end of, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So, and I'm just curious as to their thought process on how we're supposed to track that progression, unless they're going to make another movie. And I would have preferred that Timothy Chalamet's Wonka being his own Wonka in his own universe. I mean, I don't care that they added more elements from the books, like they had all three of his competitors in this, and I don't care that they changed Slugworth to race or anything. It did kind of bother me that since it is supposed to be a prequel to the Gene Wilder version, that now they're not the same age anymore. Like, not even close. Like, he's clearly an older man. And so that was a bit much. I mean, I did enjoy how how much fun you see Timothy Chalamet having. I did like that, but I didn't like how this Wonka's city town existed in one of those nowhere towns that they tend to do for musicals. Like, it's just this nowhere, wherever it can just exist in a cloud somewhere. But that doesn't make sense in the fact that it's supposed to be a prequel to the Gene Wilder Wonka, which is clearly takes place grounded in reality. Yes, it's a musical, but it takes place in a real place. There are real things happening, and it's not just everybody in these colorful costumes going around being, and I love me a musical. I really do. And I think if that was what they were going to go for with this kind of nowhere place setting, then they should have just let Timothy Chalamet's Wonka be its own Wonka. I mean, there's lots of new music that happens, but there's constant callbacks to, the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka, obviously because you hear a pure imagination playing throughout the movie, and then eventually he sings it at the end, and things like that. And and I really did enjoy Hugh Grant as the Oompa Loompa. I mean, there are other Oompa Loompas. I thought he was just, charming Hugh Grant. There was nothing about it. It was just funny things happened. And he was a little bit more vicious, which I did enjoy, instead of them just being, yes man slave type, which is what they are in the books. But I mean, I would say, yeah, go see it. It is a good, fun family time, but it should have existed, in my opinion, in its own universe, and have Timothy Chalamet's Wonka, his Willy, be its own thing, his own lane. And yes, obviously there was always going to be callbacks because they're all based off the same book, but he should have just had his own thing for me and let him have his own whatever. But I do recommend seeing it. It is a cute, fun time, but you just have to maybe just not think of him as a sequel. I mean, as a prequel to the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka, and it'll be more enjoyable because then you won't stop and think and be like, how does that get to that? But so if you've seen it, let me know. If you're whatever, comment below.